I want to get your thoughts on this past weekend. Uh, I thought all those fights were pretty good.
Yes, yes, they were.
Let's start off with Taylor and Serrano.
Man, all I can say is that the decision this time went the right way. In my opinion, Taylor did a great job. She was counterpunching brilliantly, stepping back, and using her reach. I feel like Jordan was just not giving Amanda Serrano the right instructions. She did great in the first two fights, putting on that pressure, bringing in that power, bringing in that fiercely throwing punches, But in this fight, Jordan was telling her throw the 1-2. You're landing, you're winning the fight. Where she was just shadow boxing in the air, man. I was like, what the heck are you telling her to do, bro? You know, um, but Katie Taylor executed it beautifully. She boxed real good. She was smart, brilliantly. She counterpunched. Man, it was a brilliant, beautiful performance from her.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that Taylor deserved that win, and Serrano I think fought the wrong fight because
Yes,
in the last two fights Serrano pressured and landed some big shots. This time around, I saw Serrano boxing more. Uh,
yes,
I don't think that was the right game plan from Serrano.
yes, sir. No, I definitely thought Serrano should have, you know. Oh, they give me one second. Oh, come right over here, Joe. Serrano should have stayed fighting the fight she fought the first fight. Um, and she ended up just basically, how do you call it, boxing a fight she shouldn't have boxed. You cannot box a boxer. You have to pressure fight a boxer and fight him smart. You have to put that aggressive boxing.
Effective aggression, like enjoy
Yes.
Hey, good to see Fres Oquendo. Fres
like
Oquendo, remember what I told you? Uh, Serrano had to go for the knockout.
yes, I remember that, and you were actually accurate with that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So unfortunately, to beat Taylor, you have to pressure and you have to try to knock out Taylor. And Serrano, unfortunately, did the wrong fight. She did the wrong
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
So let's move on to um, last night because last night I was shocked when I saw all these fights. I couldn't believe my eyes. Like I missed the David Morrell fight. So
That's
unfortunately.
we
We
missed
we
that
missed
one
it
too.
too.
We missed
We
it
seen
too.
everything in that fight.
I'm a fan of David Morrell, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch that fight. So um, let's move on to what was it after that David Morrell fight?
Puello and Subriel.
Puello and Matias. Puello Matias. I don't know. I mean, it depends what kind of style you like, but I like Puello. I like.
I like Puello won that fight. Puello won that fight. I just
And
posted
we're
it on
Puerto
my
Ricans.
story. And we're Puerto Ricans. We love our people. But man, Puello won that fight. You cannot take that away. He was countering beautifully, moving beautifully. He stayed in the pocket and fought in the pocket, landed some beautiful uppercuts and body shots. You
Yeah.
can't take that away. And Subriel was actually hurt. You can see, and I think it was round 10 where Subriel was badly hurt. I was like, oh man, I've never seen Subriel like that. You can even tell in the face of a champion at the way he finished the fight, the way he looked. He couldn't even believe it himself. His face was all cut. You see Alberto Puello's face was still brand new.
Yeah. No, that's what I like about you. At least you're not biased because
No.
there's some guys that are in boxing. They say to me, "Oh, why do you pick this guy? You're supposed to pick this guy because you're from here." I'm like, "Nah, that's not the way it works."
Yeah.
Skills pay the bills, man. Skill pay the bills. That's it. You can't. I don't. This is what I tell people when it comes to boxing. I'm not married to that flag. I'm not married to that flag. I'm married to what the sport really is about.
Yeah, yeah. I learned a long time ago. I learned not to pick with my heart. You can't always pick with your heart.
Yeah, yeah,
So, I lost some big money making that mistake. So I said, I'm not making that mistake again.
Yep.
yep,
Yeah. So, but styles make fights, like you always
Yes.
yes,
said. Style makes fights.
yes.
So, what did you think about the scorecards with Puello and Matias?
I mean, even in the scorecards, I took a screenshot of it. I posted in my story. You can even see in the scorecards that Puello was the one that was supposed to win the fight. I'm like, how do you got it right there in the scorecards, and you're telling me that they went against the scorecards and they decided their own way of judging, their own way of the point system. I feel like it was already planned because what a coincidence that right after
Hmm.
Puello lost, they
Yeah,
have the next opponent for Matias, and they're talking about a fight in November.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that. I saw that. It looked like a script from WWE wrestling.
Straight up,
Yeah,
straight up.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but Matias, he's exciting. I like watching him, but I felt that Matias hasn't changed. He's just still the same fighter.
the
He ate a lot
Same
same,
of.
fighter.
predictable.
Yeah,
I told you, Ivan Calderon told me the best thing. He said, you know, Matias has to stop that style that he'll sit there and receive punches for the first 3, 4 rounds, let the opponent build momentum, and then he waits till he tires out so that he can come back and throw. I'm like, that makes no sense. You're giving out points, you're giving out the lead start, and if you can't recover, you're gonna lose the fight, which is what happened to him in the Lee Amparo fight.
yeah, yeah. Matias, unfortunately, Matias eats a lot of punches.
Yeah.
And I heard Jim Lampley say Matias reminded him of Antonio Margarito, and we saw Antonio Margarito late in his career. He can only go so far with that style because late
Yeah,
in his career, Antonio Margarito was getting beat up left and right.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's just I don't know. I like Matias. I don't wanna talk bad about him, but he needs to change. He has a lot to learn. He still has a lot
Mhm.
to learn. So we'll see in his next fight because I don't know anything about his opponent. I don't know if you've ever heard of this opponent. That's
No, I
No,
had no idea
no.
who he was. It seems like Turkey knew who exactly he was. I had no idea.
so it might just be a soft touch for Matias to win again. I felt that perhaps because Matias had lost to Baro, and everyone was talking bad about Matias. Maybe something happened backstage where uh, Matias is getting a little bit of help so he can come back. Because if Matias would have lost his fight against Puello, I don't know what would have happened to his career
He
if he would
become
have
the
lost.
gatekeeper.
Yeah,
That's what you call
gatekeeper.
gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, I don't want to say anything else about Matias uh, because I don't want to sound like a hater. Everyone's gonna say, "Oh, you're a hater," but
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Matias he still has a lot to learn. So
How old
after,
is he? Right? How old is Matias?
Like 28, 29 around there, I think.
yeah, 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 yeah. He's
He's
Oh.
he's
still
not.
around the same age as I am.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But Joy Borrero, maybe who knows in the future you'll fight Matias because I know you mentioned Matias.
I've been wanting that fight. I've been wanting it. I've been wanting to show people from Puerto Rico what the difference is. You know what I mean? A true Puerto Rican versus another one. So let's see who can bring out the legacy out of there. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. Carry legacy, carry the championships the right way.
So in other words, you would be doing what we saw back in the day when we saw Tito against Hector Macho Camacho, two Puerto Ricans in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's move on to Shakur Stevenson and Zepeda. I was surprised. I was surprised with Shakur Stevenson.
Not just Shakur. I was surprised with Zepeda too.
That too.
Zepeda put a great performance. You know, I feel like the
Uh,
scorecards didn't do it justice. I
yeah.
feel like the scorecards were a little bit too far apart. I gave it to Shakur. I definitely think Shakur won. The decision was not unanimous though. I feel like it should have been a majority or maybe not even a split. Majority would have been good because I feel like it was 5-7. I feel like Cepeda took 5, Shakur took 7.
Because this fight, Shakur took the most punishment I've ever seen throughout his career. He never received this type of punishment.
I was just gonna say that. Like, I've never seen Shakur get hit a lot. He got
Yeah.
hit quite a bit.
Yes. More than the usual. Yeah.
Yeah. So once I saw the scorecards, I was like, I don't know about the scorecards.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
what Joe was talking about. Yeah.
I'm like Shakur
Yeah.
won, but I don't know about those scorecards.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know the unanimous. It was
Yeah.
two way, two separate. You know what I mean? Like they basically gave almost no credit to Cepeda, and there was times where I feel like Cepeda put Shakur in trouble with the early
Yep.
body shots. You can notice how Shakur started throwing those sluggish
Yep.
hooks.
Lack of days. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Zepeda was landing a lot of body shots,
Yeah.
and he was backing up Shakur onto the ropes. And you saw that third round where Shakur Stevenson got rocked.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. If he
Yeah,
wasn't in shape, he would have been major trouble. But he came in shape. That's
I
the
just
difference.
actually I just finished watching the post conference, and Shakur said that he wasn't hurt at all, but he
Oh.
looked a little shook. He looked
Yeah,
a
no,
little,
he was hurt.
Yeah.
He was hurt.
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't wanna take credit from Shakur, but uh, Zepeda, he won more rounds than we saw in those
Oh,
scorecards.
absolutely, 100%. And we're
Yeah.
Latinos. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so we'll see what's next for Shakur Stevenson, because everyone wants to see that Tank Davis fight, but Tank Davis has some problems right now.
Oh, yeah.
They want to say the four kings of this generation. I call them the four queens because none of them will fight each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still wish we would have got that fight between Tank Davis and Loma,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's been interesting.
what can you do? Um, we got to talk about Berlanga.
Malanga, malanga.
Malanga.
We got to talk about Berlanga because he did talk a lot. Uh,
I said it this morning. Those
We,
panties he threw at Oscar, he needed them after the fight.
I still haven't seen that De La Hoya video, but I heard De La Hoya was
had a field day.
oh. uh, what do you say? I don't know what to say about Berlanga, but I hear a lot of Latinos say un bocón. Berlanga es
Sí.
un bocón.
Habló mucha porquería, mucha
Yeah.
gaca. Habló demasiado.
But the one thing I give him advantage of, and you guys may think different, is that for his image and all that, the most like you know, not only entertain people, but he made the most out of it. I mean, the money that he made is like world championship money by not even fighting a world champion. This guy, is. I mean, I'm just shocked that he was able to make so much, money and noise and this and that, and have celebrities walking him down, and it was a big bust. But he made a come up, as much as he can. Because after this, he's not considered no world class fighter at all. In my
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I've heard a lot of guys saying that years ago. Like, how is Berlanga getting these fights? How is Berlanga getting this money? But it's boxing, you know. Sometimes
Yeah.
we get some fighters that get opportunities, other fighters don't get opportunities.
Right.
Um, it's not always fair, but that's just boxing. But
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
uh, you know, moving on to his opponent, Sheeraz.
Shiraz.
Mhm.
Sheeraz, I don't want to take credit from Sheeraz, but you know, Sheeraz is saying that Berlanga went 12 rounds with Canelo and that he knocked out Berlanga. I don't know. What do you guys think about those comments?
Listen, I'm gonna put it this way simply. Berlanga went 12 rounds, lasted 12 rounds with a declining Canelo. Not a Canelo when he fought Cotto, not a Canelo, not the same Canelo that fought Triple G. That would have been a whole different story. Now, I will give him credit for that. Shiraz definitely deserves the credit for knocking out somebody that Canelo couldn't. But you also got to remember, Canelo is not in his prime anymore. Canelo's on his way out. You know, now they're possibly talking about Shiraz and Canelo. I don't think Canelo's gonna want to fight Shiraz, and in all reality, I think he'll probably take the David Benavidez fight before he takes a fight with Shiraz, because he knows what's good for him and what's not. And Canelo knows that Shiraz is too tall. Shiraz has too much power right now, and he's young. He has that young card behind him. So I don't see Canelo playing and fighting, wanting that fight, but I understand where he's coming from. I mean, he was the underdog in this fight, regardless whether the betting and everything was all in favor of him. A lot of people, mostly everybody, thought that he was gonna lose the fight against Berlanga because of names. People get fooled by the names in boxing, and it's not about the names because at the end of the day, skills pay the bills.
Yeah. Uh, I think that Canelo might take this fight, depending if he wins against Crawford, because I'm picking Crawford over Canelo.
Crawford over Canelo, yes.
uh, but I think Canelo might take this fight because let's not forget that Shiraz was losing the first couple of rounds against Berlanga. And
Yes.
Berlanga, you can't compare Berlanga to Canelo. So I think Canelo might still take this fight if it's presented to him. I don't know.
Well, see, it's all about with Canelo. It's all about the money. You know what I mean? It's all about the money at this point. He's not really in it for legacy anymore. And he said it in plenty.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. But let's just, I guess we have to wait and see what happens with Canelo versus Crawford because uh, I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford hurts Canelo and possibly stops Canelo.
I mean, I believe Crawford's gonna beat Canelo. I definitely believe it. The wrestling background is something.
Yeah. Where does Berlanga go from here? Does Berlanga get more opportunities, or is it over for
It's
Berlanga?
it's it's tough. It's tough. Go ahead, Theo.
But like Joe was saying earlier, you know, he's unfortunately his bubble burst. So, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be idle for a little bit. Because right now, he's not even really considered, world class. Pretty much they're gonna probably use him as a sacrificial.
Which one?
When Berlanga gonna be sitting on idle, and then it's unfortunate these influencers are making the
Oh,
headlines.
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
They might use him as a sacrificial lamb for Jake Paul.
Yep. Yep. I won't be surprised to see that because he's gonna make money in the
Yeah,
losing end.
yeah. But speaking of Berlanga, you know, watching that press conference, when I saw that press conference and Berlanga said to Shiraz, "You're not coming to my hometown. You're not coming to the U.S. You're not going to beat me here." I thought about uh, Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis, and I thought about all those guys that were cheering on Mike Tyson in that fight, saying that Mike Tyson was going to destroy Lennox Lewis,
Mm.
and it's not where you're from. Everyone has to forget. Everyone can't think that way. Like it's
Yeah.
not because Mike Tyson is from Brooklyn and he's from the ghetto, and Lennox
Right.
Lewis. It's not about that. Lennox Lewis showed the world skills pay the bills,
Yes.
and we saw that last night with Sheeraz and Berlanga.
Great comparison because I was at that fight with Lennox Lewis and
Like that.
Tyson. It was very historic. I was sponsored by Everlast and the president at the time, the Horowitz family. May God bless his soul. He gave me the pleasure to be there at the in Memphis, Tennessee, at the Temple, what the University of Memphis. Tigers played, the basketball game, and man, it was a great atmosphere. But yeah, it reminded me of that fight. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
At that time, I picked Mike Tyson because I picked with my heart because I was
Right.
hardcore Mike
Same
Tyson.
here. Yep.
But now looking back at Lennox Lewis, I recognize that he was a great champion.
Yes.
Yes.
He was a great
Yeah.
champion.
I mean,
But
at the time, there was no greater boxer like boxing heavyweight at that weight class.
Right.
When Lennox
Right.
Lewis was around, he was
Yeah.
had great footwork. He
Yeah.
knew how to throw his hands, how to
Yep.
position his punches, everything. You know what I mean? So he
Yep.
was a great fighter.
I gotta ask you two guys. You guys know more about this. Shiraz said at the post conference that Berlanga walks around at 200 pounds, and for him to make weight is not healthy. You guys, as since you guys are fighters, what do you guys have to say about that?
My opinion, you have to stay within 10 pounds of your fighting weight at all times. 10, 15 pounds at the most. If you're at 20 pounds, you're going to have a hard time cutting because the first 2 weeks of your training camp, you're trying to at least get down to 7, 8 pounds near your weight class. So that way, when you're in time within like the 6 week, you're already cutting those last 8 pounds of water, which is unhealthy because your body needs that water to, that whole dehydrating before a fight
Yep.
and all that, killing yourself with a sauna suit. That's unhealthy.
Very.
It's horrible.
Hmm.
Stay within 10 pounds. That way, the first 2 weeks of your fight, you're losing the weight.
Yep.
You're cutting down. Once you cut down, okay, you're already the rest of the training camp. You're just working on your skills, developing what you need to. But if you're waiting to cut down from 200 down to like 168, that's horrible. You're killing your body. You're draining your body. It's not healthy at all.
No.
Yeah, no, and I can also picture Berlanga being that type of guy that likes to party. Like,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. And you see what happened last night.
if I'm not mistaken, Roberto Duran used to party a lot with Hector Lavoe and those guys
Yeah.
back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yep. Yep. In New York, over there, land quarters and all that back in the days. Yep.
And we saw, late in his career, Roberto Duran wasn't the same. He's a
Yeah.
great, he's a legend, but late in his career, he wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Right.
So boxing is a tough sport, and I remember talking to Tito's dad one time. I met up with Tito's dad, and he said, he was always keeping an eye out on Tito. He was always keeping an eye out and saying, "Don't hang around the corner. You go to the gym, you come back home. It's all about dedication.
Yes.
It's all about
The word.
dedication."
Yep.
So it's a tough sport, and enjoy, man. Like I said, I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you got good guys like Fres Oquendo and
Thank you.
everyone else in your corner helping you out there because you need these type of guys. You need positive guys around you.
Yep.
Yes.
We've seen so many fighters go downhill because of the group. The guys they
Yep.
hang out with. So. Um, it's tough. It's tough for Berlanga because Berlanga, talking before the fight, saying he has 100 guys walking with him in New York. I don't know. I don't know.
Cuando estás ganando, tienes a 1000 personas que te ofrecen hasta limpiarte las nalgas si lo haces, y lo tienen que hacer porque se creen que les vas a dar dinero. En el momento en que tú pierdes, de esas 1000 personas, lo que se quedan son 2 o 3, tu esposa, tus niños y la familia y alguien de tu familia, pero casi toda la familia también te abandona por lo mismo.
Yep.
Yo siempre me acuerdo lo que decía Héctor Lavoe. Héctor Lavoe decía, cuando yo tenía dinero, yo tenía amigos. Y ahora que no tengo nada, no están mis amigos.
Yep.
So, you know, it is what it is. But hey, I'm glad you guys were back on here. You know,
Likewise.
it was a fun weekend of boxing. This is what we need. This is
Yes,
what
Yes,
we need.
yes.
yes.
This is a nice injection of our life, our love of
I
sport.
mean, even the Amanda Serrano card was full of female boxing. That was
Yes,
great
great.
female boxing.
Yes, great for women's boxing. For
Uh,
boxing at all.
Unfortunately, I don't really watch women's boxing like I used to when Christy Martin was fighting.
I know it's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, she's the original OG. But man, I appreciate it even more, believe it or not.
Yeah. But you know, I was surprised. I was surprised because the last time there was an event in New York, it didn't turn out well with Devin
No.
Haney. With Devin Haney, remember that?
Oh, it was a big buzz. Rivera, what's the guy
You
he
had
fought?
Garcia. You had Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez.
Yes,
Then Rolando Romero fighting Ryan Garcia. You know, the only fight that people really were entertained watching was the Rolando versus Ryan Garcia, and it was just because of the upset that made
Yeah.
the difference.
yep.
Other than that, all the other fights were boring, and the
Bust.
Teofimo fight was pretty good too.
Speaking of Teofimo Lopez, maybe we can see Teofimo Lopez against Matias.
Maybe in the future, hopefully, it'll be a good fight for both of them. But I don't know if one of them is gonna take the fight.
Joey Borrero, I'm looking forward to your next fight.
Yep. We'll have another exciting Boricua.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. There's always, it's crazy how everyone's saying Puerto Ricans, they need a star. They need a star, but, you guys, I always say, like, Puerto Rico has had so many great fighters. Puerto Rico has a lot of good fighters coming up, so Puerto Rico ain't done yet. Puerto Rico's
No, not
always,
at all.
No.
no. Puerto Rico's always going to be about boxing.
Forever, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's ever.
So I always say boxing and baseball.
Yep.
Boxing
Word
and
up my mouth.
baseball.
Yep. For life.
Y no te olvides que la salsa de Puerto Rico es lo máximo.
Sí, así
Yep.
mismo es, así
Yep.
mismo es.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
All
your
right, my
time.
All right,
brother.
thank you, Iván. Ahí nos vemos, brother.
Okay. Adiós.
Ahí nos vemos, bye.